So, Alex, this all dates back to Thursday when Walmart reported its quarterly earnings, and it warned that price increases were coming later this month and into June. Walmart CFO John David Rainey told me that they just can't absorb all the price increase. They plan to absorb some of it, and they said they expect their suppliers to absorb some of those higher tariff costs. But he said even with that lower rate of 30% on Chinese imports, it's simply still too high in his view. Here's more of what he said earlier this week.
We're wired to keep prices low for customers, but the level of tariffs that have been proposed is pretty challenging for all retailers, for suppliers, and certainly our concern is that consumers are going to feel some of that.
So you have to wonder, because I read somewhere, and again, I'm not as up on it as you are, but that there would be some increase in May and a further increase in June. So what gives now then?
The question is really where tariffs will ultimately be. Companies like Walmart are trying to make a bet on whether that 30% will hold or whether it will go up. And so they're kind of making these calculated bets. And it's worth noting they are importing holiday orders at this time. This is a crucial time. And so they were being hit with 145%, right. And some of the imports landed at that level.
But in response to the president, we've put this up on screen from the CEO, we've always worked to keep our prices as low as possible. We won't stop. We'll keep prices as low as we can for as long as we can, given the reality of small retail margins.
Yes, it's worth noting that Walmart CFO told me that they will try to maintain their price gaps with competitors, which means they want to undercut their retail rivals. And that will mean, in some cases, they're going to absorb more costs. But it does raise questions about what this means for Target and what this means for smaller businesses that aren't in the same negotiating position with vendors and don't have that kind of financial leeway like Walmart does.
Okay. Thank you so much, Melissa Rutko. Appreciate you coming in for that.